Hello and welcome everyone to Week 6, Day 2 of the LCS Academy Summer Split, where the top developing players battle it out on their way to the top of the LCS. I'm Kangas, and I'll be your play-by-play for the day. And joining me is the only man who consistently puts cute hamsters on my Twitter timeline. We got Matt Cubby Samuelson. Cubby, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. You know, the hamsters, they keep it fresh, keep it cute. And we've got some really fun, close games on this stream today, Kangas. That's what I'm really excited for. We have a battle between the 9th and 10th teams for our first game, a battle between two teams tied for first or second game, and a battle between two teams that, with a couple interesting circumstances surrounding them, feel like their season's kind of getting off to a start now, with TSM and Immortals having Takeover stepping in. It's been big for TSM. Immortals have Viper and Anda on site now, not playing on 80 ping, and looked pretty good yesterday. I think we have a lot of good games on the channel today, a lot of potential for excitement, Kangas, and I'm excited to be going through it with you.
A lot of amazing storylines to follow throughout the summer split. But before we get into today's matches, we got our Samsung SSD Fast 5 segment to go over, Cubby. Now, one thing to note, we already teased, we got Immortals versus TSM coming up later on today. Viper, Hanser, both at the top. For the top laners, as fast as 100 CS, but man, no one's taking Team Luke's fastest 10k gold in the bot lane. This was day one, week one, day one, his first game in Academy, and he's still holding that record.
Yeah, when you start off with 4 kills on Tristana, first brick, and then another 5 plates in the mid lane, that's going to be pretty tough to beat. The fact that Luger got close, I'm pretty surprised about, as we will be seeing him in our second series today. My eyes actually go towards Keel and RJS for CLG. They'll be debuting this today against Golden Guardians in the first match that we have. And I thought yesterday they split their series in that second game. They played very well as a mid-jungle duo with the Xin Zhao, LeBlanc. The only part of that team that had pressure early, they were able to get their team an early game lead. And with an Ornn and a Felios and a Lulu support scaling, CLG made that second game look pretty easy yesterday as they managed to get the 1-1 split up against Dignitas. And talking with Hooks in that interview afterwards, we asked him what a 2-0 would mean for them, as they've yet to find one this season, and he said it would mean the world. We're working hard. We're really refining our process to improve. We're starting to see CLG take some steps towards improvement, and they have a good chance to prove that today going up against Golden Guardians.
So let's take a look at today's schedule then, Cubby, so we can catch everybody up on exactly what matches will be on this stream. We got Golden Guardians versus CLG. We highlighted some of the matchups there. We got FlyQuest going up against 100 Thieves, battle for first place, and then TSM Academy against Immortals Academy. If you want to check out the rest of the games, make sure you go check out twitch.tv/NerdStreetLOL, where you can find Team Liquid Academy against Dignitas Academy, as well as Evil Geniuses versus Cloud9. Make sure you're supporting all of the teams, all of Academy. You can have 2 tabs up. If you have 2 monitors, you can even watch both games at the same time. So make sure that you're doing that.
Yeah, well, just let us know which stream you mute, right? Hopefully not us. That's cool.
Well, we do still have a bet rolling between both streams, so I guess now is a good time to remind everybody. Rafa and Smax are going to be casting that series over there. Their caster duo is Rax City. Ours is, of course, Kungus. So, there's one item that's new on this patch that we still have not seen built yet, Cubby, and that is Hullbreaker. So the bet is whoever gets to cast Hullbreaker first, that Twitch chat has to go to the other Twitch stream and start spamming a copy pasta that we make for the other caster pair. And
I've got to be honest, we have Niles in this game, and I do feel pretty good about our chances with Hullbreaker, because he has been playing Barrier Trundle top with Hullbreaker's second item. Pretty disgusting in solo queue, but I do want to start diving into this matchup between the 9th and 10th team that we have, Kangas. Golden Guardians sitting in 9th. They've actually been on a bit of a hot streak, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, look at their last 8 games that of all their 8 wins from the season, 6 of them have been within the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So they've been tearing it up recently. They had a very slow start, and I actually got a chance to speak with Niles a little bit on Twitter going into the games, and he said what they've been working on most recently, they've gotten early games throughout the season, but they have a reputation of throwing those leads. What they've done recently, though, is they've slowed down their transition into the mid game, and they're no longer trying to accelerate their gold lead, and instead just saying, okay, let's get comfortable with their gold lead, and then actually use this to finish out a game. Think more long-term rather than super short-term. And, I mean, you can already see that in their play just yesterday up against Team Liquid.
Yeah, nice 2-0, of course, Team Liquid. They have a Nori stepping into their roster this week. With Santorin still taking an extended leave for migraines, we really hope that he starts feeling better soon and return to play at the highest level. But hey, Armeo, a wonderful sixth man to have. He's proved it in the past, and he's going to be stepping in. Team Liquid wanted to bring back Inori, make sure they have a veteran that can really step in and perform well. Inori looked a little bit shaky yesterday. I think that the first game, couple mistakes from him, got Golden Guardians, the engine got going, and hey, if that's what they're working on, they were able to snowball that lead rather effectively in the first game. They had one mistake with a preemptive flash, try and wrap up the game instead of getting Infernal Soul from Prismal, but that's part of the magic of Prismal also, that he loves to play all the champions in the book and play aggressive. Whereas CLG, kind of like their LCS team, they're pulling out unique champions, unique strategies to try and find wins, and one of those really actually revolves around Ornn in the top lane for TN.
Surprisingly, they're one of the only teams that's playing tanks in the top lane right now, and they're finding a lot of success with it. They look the best when they actually have TN playing the Ornn. Gives them an initiator somewhere else. This allows Hooks to play things like the Lulu. They have the Aphelios for scaling. They can play more for late game rather than early game, because looking at the early game stats, they are not the most impressive in that department.
Yeah, they average being down 1.5k gold at the 15-minute mark. I know, talking with Miko, someone on the staff, they've really been working towards Keel. They feel like Keel has an idea of what the game plan should be for CLG. They just need to get better at a team at executing upon that, supporting their jungler. And yesterday, him and RJS, they had that Xin Zhao LeBlanc. When you have an Ornn and an Aphelios Lulu, that's really your only point of power on the map. And they were able to answer the plays of Dignitas, get themselves an early lead with a scaling comp, and frankly made the game look easy from there, with RJS having a massive scoreline on that LeBlanc. I think he's played 14 unique champions in 22 games, so really doing everything that CLG can to make sure RJS is comfortable and set him up to carries. He really feels like the person that has to be the carry on that team.
And they draft around that for sure. With that unique champion pool, a lot of that comes from counterpicking in the mid lane. Incredible performance on that LeBlanc yesterday. She is a very strong champion right now, but also I think that that's just props for RJS to show up when the team needs him, to get them through that early game so that their scaling can actually come online. And now I'm looking at the matchup against Yunbi over on the side of Golden Guardians, because looking at their most recent games, they're putting him on the Enchanters. He's been playing the Lulu lately, but does still play things like the Viego, like the Akali, like the Nocturne, so can also pilot assassins. So when I look at this matchup, I actually think a lot of it, if CLG is still opting for this later scaling, I think they still need something to get them through the early game, which means that it will all rest on RGS's shoulders. And the question is, how does Golden Guardians respond with their comps?
That's interesting, because I think that I've also seen CLG have a lot of success when RGS is playing set mid. That is his most played. And it's unique for him because he used to be a top laner, of course, right? Deus was his old IGN. And so kind of having that flexibility in the mid lane, I think it plays into the fact that he's played so many unique champions, but also can return to comfort with a top laner like Set, plays it very well in the mid lane. And I'm curious to see if CLG continue to use that mid-jungle duo as a bridge to scale into later parts of the game, or if we see some more aggression coming out of them, because I know that Keel is someone that feels like he's a strong player on a weak team, and he oftentimes draws respect Fiddlesticks bans. The majority of CLG's wins have come when he is on AP junglers. They have 5 wins this season. 2 of them come on Karthus and Fiddlesticks, respectively, right? Those are unique champions we don't see every other jungler playing in Academy, and personally, I want to see those picks come out for Keel. He's very good at them. They're very fun to watch, and I think that CLG is a team, much like their LCS team, they're trying to use these unique strategies to get themselves comfortable, and I want to see if they can keep on finding success with that style.
And specifically, the Karthus jungle also plays well into scaling. So they have scaling options now around the map that CLG Academy is finding how to play through. They're finding success within a couple different places, but they still need that engage. And right now, it is still kind of TN stepping up and holding that mantle. But we are in the pick and ban right now, Cubby. So let's figure out what these teams are actually going to opt for. We got Golden Guardians on the blue side, CLG Academy on the red. So that means the CLG Academy will get that counter pick. Again, I'm holding out hope that that's going to be for RJS, but let's catch up on the bans so far. We got Fiddlesticks, Tristana, Gwen. Interesting to see the Ziggs ban going up against Prismal. Golden Guardians were playing that yesterday.
Yeah, Ziggs has really catapulted into the meta. I wish he had like a satchel charge joke prep there. I feel like that'd be a good one. But Prismal was an early adopter, right? He was playing at the patch earlier. Now that now that those items are 200 gold cheaper, Ziggs has gotten really strong. The bans for Golden Guardians, see a couple unique ones, the Fiddlesticks and the Tristana. Of course, Keel's Fiddlesticks is terrifying. See, I got a joke in there, Kangas.
Hey.
And then Tristana, Cat Series 3-0 on the pick, and of course CLG has 5 wins, so that's a very powerful one for them. And I like the fact you mentioned the Enchantresses, Kangas, the fact that Yunbi is sticking to those champions, and immediately, even though Xin Zhao is on the table, they want the Karma, so they're going to lock that one in for themselves, whereas Keel is going to pick up the Xin Zhao, and have to see if they have another power pick in mind that can easily respond with.
Golden Guardians, they play the Karma not just with the Xin Zhao. Early on in the season, we saw pretty much like the Lulu Kindred and the Karma Xin Zhao combos. Those were the big ones. But Golden Guardians are playing the Karma with things like the Volley Bear as well. But here we go. CLG, they do lock that in. They're not going to go for the counter pick, although maybe they think they already have the counter pick if that's going to be Karma in the mid lane. So regardless, they have a very strong mid-jungle combo with these 2 picks.
And something that Rosethorn historically has been known for is actually that Kindred as well. Of course, this is a good combo with Enchantresses, but you teased out the Karma Volibear. This is a powerful pick for Golden Guardians because Niles also plays Volibear very well. And this was the pick that they used in Game 1 yesterday against Team Liquid to find the win into a Nori Xin Zhao. So looks like they're going to be running back that early draft strategy. I think that they have to take an AD here. You could take something like a Varus to try and chunk out LeBlanc. And Poke is very powerful against LeBlanc, so I'm curious to see if Prismal goes for that power pick. Or if they have something else in mind. I feel like AD is kind of the role they have to lock in here to keep the Karma Flex, and it's actually going to be the Senna.
Okay, Senna locked in. There's a couple of lanes. I mean, obviously Tahm Kench has been changed, so the classic Senna lane is no longer available, but we've heard rumblings, things like that. Dr. Mundo could be coming in here as that next one to pair with her in the bottom lane. And it's interesting to know Golden Guardians actually did play a Blitzcrank bot lane before. Newbie was piling that one. So I feel like this hover is just CLG saying, hey, we watched your games. We see what you got. And it was fun. Newbie in the interview afterwards, after that 2-0, he said that they didn't even show everything that they've been practicing. So who knows? Maybe they still pull out something spicy here.
As a Blitzcrank connoisseur myself, that was kind of the god pick yesterday. And Hooks also plays a nasty Blitzcrank as well. But not going to be opting for that hook. Instead, going to be going for the more standard one, the Nautilus. Really like this into Enchantresses because, of course, the point-and-click CC, if you have to blow up a single member of Golden Guardians if you're going up against an Enchantress, because if you don't, when the healing, the shields come on through, it's really difficult. And CLG, they have that early, the Blanc Nautilus. That's a combo where you can take someone off the map if you're able to sync up those tools. Golden Guardians, meanwhile, they're building a very extended team fight comp, right? A lot of healing already on their shoulders, and I am curious to kind of see how they approach it from there, because I feel like they're going to need a powerful side laner or something to bridge them into the later stages of the game, because Senna, of course, has a lot of scaling. Karma does spike early. You want to group up early, but I'm curious to see how they play it out from here, as CLG is taking away some of those strong side laners we mentioned, the Renekton and the set itself.
The thing about CLG's composition that I'm noticing right now, Cubby, is that they're putting hooks back on the engage on the bot lane, which means this does free up TN to not have to play engage top, but they have played Nautilus plus Ornn. They have doubled down on that, and Ornn's still on the table. If CLG want to go for a safe blind top lane, they could lock that in right now. Otherwise, they can opt for that AD carry because that pool is getting pinched right now. Varus and Ezreal taken off the table. Now, we're assuming that that will be the Senna going for Golden Guardians, so I mean, still options for CLG Academy. And here's a big one. If they want to go for engage tools, this one fits the bill.
Yeah, so Golden Guardians were trying to take out some of the poke because they have a very short-range composition minus Senna at the moment. And, of course, poke can help set up the Blanc. So, Varus, Ezreal, two very strong champions that they're going to take away. You tease the Mundo. I think it's going to come through here for Newbie or Prismal. I think that this is the strongest pairing that people see right now. It's pretty good against what CLG has at the moment. And you, on the side of Golden Guardians, a very short-range composition that is just trying to dogpile in, utilizing the Karma to try and bridge that gap, bridge that space as, oh my.
Get a little more range now.
We're going to have a throwback, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, presumably that's Senna Wukong in the bottom lane. That's going to be a lot of... Man, a Wukong Volley Bear with a Karma and a Senna behind him. This sounds kind of terrifying. Just going to run into CLG's back
those
line.
Animals are angry. They're going fast.
Everyone's
out of the cages in the zoo, yeah.
Exactly. And CLG, they get an answer right now. They go for the Lee Sin. So I guess they're going to try and play through that top lane here, play through their solo lanes. This is not the look that CLG has been getting a lot of wins with. This is not that scaling that we were talking about going into today. This is more leaning into making earlier plays, where they have been struggling. So pressure's going to be on CLG Academy. Can they actually pull this off?
So on the side of CLG, we saw this from them game 1 yesterday. And what we wanted to see, Kangas, was dives. They were not able to execute a TP dive, and instead it was Dignitas who had really good top lane setups with slow pushes. And were able to snowball the map from there. We want to see CLG try and be proactive, try and make dives, try and get ahead. Because they have to execute members of Golden Guardians one by one with their team composition. If they are not able to do that, Golden Guardians have all the healing, all the shields imaginable to turn a fight from there. So let's really see if CLG can isolate those targets, try and utilize their stronger solo lanes to get a lead, and use that gold lead to try and shut down members of Golden Guardians one by one, whereas GG just want to group up as 5, stay grouped, isolate some members of CLG, and try and utilize the extra health, the extra healing they have to go from there.
And the extra scaling, because Senna Gangplank do scale very well. Karma, you mentioned spikes, but she's still going to be backing up with shields and helping their scaling even more in that department. So eyes still on RJS. He had a breakout LeBlanc performance yesterday, but all it takes is that one big pick onto Senna, one big pick onto Karma in the late stages of the game, and then maybe you're still back in it. But yeah, these teams are giving us not exactly what I was expecting going into today, Cubby, but I still like the look here. Golden Guardians, they've been on the up and up. We said it already. 8 of their wins, 6 of those happened in the last 2 weeks, and now they're up against CLG Academy for their last games of the week. And I mean, what a way to end your week. If they can win these out, they're only 1 game behind Immortals and Dignitas right now. This could help catapult them further up in the standings. CLG Academy still chasing that first 2-0 week. They've yet to get one. They split games against plenty of teams, but they haven't taken that 2-0 yet. We're loaded onto the Rift here. All cards are on the table.
We don't have a Twisted Fate. Come on. We don't have any cards on the table for this.
I got cards in front of me right now, so
okay. All right.
I play every time I cast League of Legends. I got my Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, just reminding me that doesn't matter how poorly I do on the cast. I feel comfort around me.
Still have faith in the cards, right? As curiously enough, Prismal and Newbie. I know that Newbie in his interview yesterday on the mainstream said that they haven't shown everything that they've practiced. We've seen this from some bot lanes, just whichever bot lane feels stronger on which champion. So it looks like Prismal feels like he's a little bit more comfortable on the Wukong. It's a better setup for him. So Newbie's going to be taking over that AD role, as he'll have to position, be very careful, and Prismal will be selecting the engages. Fun fact, Prismal in past teams has actually been a little bit of a shot caller, specifically for 100 Thieves Academy, where in the summer of 19, he was the AD when they won Academy Worlds, of course. So we're going to have to see if Prismal can hit the right fights on this Wukong, this team in advantage.
The idea here is that you still can fight the Kalista and the Nautilus early on, but you got to be careful because Kalista will still have that range advantage, and there is hard engage from that Nautilus. So Prismal's got to make sure it doesn't get chunked out too much in the early stages here. I'm happy that we're highlighting how this early lane is going. It looks like Golden Guardians do get that shove, so they have control over those first couple waves. They will hit level 2 first. Yeah. That's pretty big for them.
And it's important, too, because both junglers did start on the top side, which means they're pathing towards the bot side. Definitely benefits the Gangplank, who is very self-sufficient, as Niles, of course, known for his Gangplank time throughout his short career, especially in Collegiate. And the heavy trading bot, and the fact that GG has priority and they crashed on the second wave, it means that it's going to be shoving out and could potentially open up for a Voldabear gank to come in, as CLG, the wave will be pushing away from them.
And that means Keel, can you read that too? Can you get down there fast enough? Because right now it's Rosethorn faster on the clear here. He already took down Raptors. He's already on that buff, and Keel's only just getting towards the Wolves. It actually might just go straight down. Okay, yep, Rosethorn is spotted, and he should know that now because he sees that zombie ward right there. Actually, Hooks goes for a trade onto Newbie. They get some good damage on. That's Ignite too. Does CLG want to hard commit to this? They can't quite get onto Newbie right now, but they can still get more damage in onto Prismal. That's even a TP coming in. That is mid lane. Yunbi joins in. Keel could be in some trouble here. Has to flash away. Rosethorn following up. Gets the stun. Prismal and Yunbi follow up. That's first blood to Golden Guardians.
We saw the same thing happen yesterday for Golden Guardians. The Voldabear Karma combo. It's not the greatest into Xin as the game goes on, but at level 3, it is pretty absurd how powerful that is. And CLG playing into the hands of Golden Guardians. Get that, as Niles is going to be forced to flash, potentially here.
He's got his jungler in mid lane, roaming up to help back him up. But yeah, that's just Tian trying to take advantage of that level lead. As more trading bot side, a lot of summoner spells were blown after that. So yes, Golden Guardians get that kill, but CLG, they do want to play aggressive, and they're trying to trade one back now that they know Rosethorn's top side.
This early game for CLG, or Golden Guardians, so good as Heal so far behind. You can see he's skipping over his camps to try and support CLG, taking this big trade, and Volibear, he is a camp up. He is going to get here first and just finds Keel in the brush. Keel cannot engage there as Volibear. You cannot take a sustained fight against him. Yunbi TP guarantees the fact that Golden Guardians are going to win this out as Prismal, he tries to steal the kill. Rosethorn says, I'm the one who did all the heavy lifting. Let me take that one for myself. As he's now opened up a pretty big lead in the jungle. Already gotten a base off, has an item advantage.
And that was also Keel opting for that. He wards the tri-bush and then jumps in onto Rosethorn. So he wanted to take that, not realizing there was DP, realizing Rosethorn's here again. Oh no, Keel dies a second time. That's another kill over to Golden Guardians, and Hooks will fall as well. He's in the brush, but he's going to get corralled. And they also get Kitsuri flash out of the Callista. This is going to be multiple kills over to the Golden Guardians.
This game is pretty doomed now for CLG. They have to really come up with something in order to get back out of this one. I think that Hooks getting out of lane, just going for crazy plays. They're down 2k gold, and this is what we talked about with CLG, the fact that they average being down 1.5k gold at 15. They struggle making the right early game decisions, and the only camp that Rosethorn didn't clear was Krugs. When he resets, you can read or guess that he is coming back to that camp. He has the option of both. Keel guesses wrong, goes for the fight, finds the Volibear once again, and a brush and wishes that he didn't. As Golden Guardians, this could not have been a better start for them on the Rift, Kangas.
Yeah, you see Keel, he's walking right down here. CLG, the bot lane might be calling in like, hey, we're trying to crash this wave. Keel even clears that ward, just walks right into him.
Yeah, I mean, he's going towards Krugs, right? Only camp he hasn't cleared. They thought that he would have been topside, but that is not the case. You don't have to play towards that Gangplank, right? Very self-sufficient, and Rosethorn, a great early game, has read Keel like a book. A couple bad decisions coming out from CLG have been properly punished, and all of a sudden, Golden Guardians, they said they wanted to work on transitioning their early leads into early wins. Well, you have the early lead now. Let's see if they're able to snowball this game and turn this into a solid win for them. As
Tian's just going to die 1v1. Niles outplaying on the Gangplank, even gets flash. Oh, it's falling apart for CLG right now. They do get one back. Rosethorn blown up by RJS. This LeBlanc, this is the player CLG played through yesterday. He might be their saving grace now as they're finally on the board.
The Volibear didn't get the shield from Yunbi. CLG, they managed to get something back here, Kangas. And this might just have to be the RJS show. As, they just didn't spot RJS in that brush, and he gets one shot. So nice use of playing around vision there from the mid laner of CLG. And this LeBlanc, it's the only point of power on the map. Yunbi TPing down to that bot lane, right? It did give LeBlanc a couple of free waves. The fact that RJS was not able to follow up. You can see that double lead, see that CS lead, now a kill to LeBlanc's name as well. RJS went massive in the game yesterday, really helped carry CLG to that 1-1 draw over Dignitas. We're going to have to keep our eyes on RJS, really the only saving grace. I want to see RJS and Hooks try and sync up here. If Hooks can get out of lane and roam around, support LeBlanc, I feel like that might be the one way where they can try and isolate the members of Golden Guardians, right? That's the goal of CLG. Get those skirmishes like that. Take advantage of the power of LeBlanc early.
It's just tough to say, hey, Hooks, get out of lane. Leave your Callista.
Yeah.
Leave your lane bully who's supposed to be played also for the early game here. But yeah, at this point, they're not getting much done down here. They'll wait for this wave to crash in so that they're in a safer position. But right now on the map state, Golden Guardians have advantage.
Yeah, GG can threaten a dive. As you can see, Yunbi is in fog, hovering. So of course he has to hover here, but he now has a timer where if he helps shove in this lane, he might be able to get out, or Katsuri could have the option to freeze, or Hooks. That's really what they have to try and do, as Golden Guardians now trying to make a play for this Rift Herald. They have all the priority in the world, as they have their bot lane rotating up. Prismal is going to go down and catch this.
Top lane is on a knife's edge right now. These two have been duking it out, just limit testing each other, seeing who's going to take the better of the trades. Tien just used the ultimate there, so you won't have any more kill pressure. Niles actually goes for a reset, and the Rift Herald is not started up. Prismal's back bot lane. Newbie's heading back there too.
Oh, the Rift Herald's taken.
Oh, it's taken.
Yeah, he already got it. Yeah, he's zooming
so
bot.
fast.
They're just gonna feed more plates onto Prismal, who in the 1v2 once again is able to just sit down here, weather the storm on the Wukong, who now has some levels, has that extra armor. Golden Guardians feel A-okay about this, as they're just gonna bully the CLG bot lane off, and Rosethorn, as his bot camp's clear, has Shelly in his pocket. Gonna have to see where he drops that. I expect them to funnel more gold into the Wukong and the Senna. I feel like that's the right call for Golden Guardians. Just shut down the bot lane to CLG, shut down the kill threat that they have in the early game, and try and get to the point where you can get Karma that first item and just start to death ball from there.
Yeah, the death ball will really come online, especially once they start breaking down these turrets. And just going back to what Niles had said before, they're trying to work on playing a slightly slower early game so that they don't get too aggressive with their gold lead. They don't throw it away. But, I mean, at this point, I want to say put the pedal to the metal. Like, you can actually try and accelerate this game state if you want, but they also do have scaling options, too. So, Golden Guardians are just in such a comfortable position that it really comes down to CLG to figure out what that next play is going to be.
And, I mean, the saving grace for CLG is the fact that LeBlanc's going to be hard to deal with your Golden Guardians, right? You have the shielding, you have the healing, but you don't really have that hard CC unless RGS decides to, jump in and on top of Volibear, right, and gets queued. Which I'm gonna have faith that RGS is not gonna do that on LeBlanc. Pointed this out for a reason, yeah. And yesterday he was very impressive on the champion. So I think that that's really gonna be the saving grace, and LeBlanc does scale a lot better than a lot of people think when she gets that level 16. Having that access to that ultimate to double up on one of your spells is very powerful. So we're gonna have to see if RGS is able to take advantage of that. Until then, CLG are in big trouble. Yep.
We see Keel heading up here. Rosethorn's up in that brush right now. He's in the alcove. Niles just walking forward. He's trying to bait out Tien, bait out Keel, because now they're going to take the 2v2, but Tien's already very low on health. Niles gets the shielding from Senna ult. Tien goes down. Yunbi teleports in too, and they use the Volibear to dive under turret. Shut it down. Take down Keel as well. Third death to CLG Academy's jungler, and Golden Guardians find 2 in the top lane.
Is it really a 2v2 if Senna ult comes in and you have a Karma
2v2 bot
as
side,
well?
that's for sure, Kobe. Because Prismo going aggressive on Kitsuri and Hooks, and they're going to win this one too. Look at this damage just sustained from Senna. The Conqueror on Wukong. They win the 2v2 bot. They win the dive topside. Golden Guardians cannot lose.
RGS wrapping around from behind. Has to be able to find something here to try and salvage this for CLG. Does RGS go for it?
Prismal doesn't have the ultimate. He's got flash available. Newbie doesn't have summoner spells either, but just knowing that that's a 2v1, RGS does not want it.
Golden Guardians, that early game, they said they wanted to slow down, but they were having the perfect amount of right as LeBlanc TP top. They're trying to salvage this play now.
Trying to get onto Rosethorn, trying to get onto Niles, but they can't lock him down. All right, this is it. Tien, can you engage? Doesn't even have the ultimate available. Rosethorn just walks away. No hard CC lands from CLG Academy. They cannot stop Golden Guardians.
That's a huge cooldown burned by RJS. They lose that tower, so Golden Guardians now cracked open the map, and they have the power now to put their bot lane in mid and control the entire map. You can see that CLG is already responding by putting Katsuri and Hooks here, trying to find an early skirmish, but Golden Guardians, they know what they need to do, right? You have that Senna Wukong sprinting towards mid, sprinting towards that first Cloud Dragon, which has been ignored as Golden Guardians been focused on taking towers, taking kills for themselves, which they've done so well to start off this game, Kangas.
Now CLG trying to get some control around the bottom side, but like Golden Guardians, they're in their death ball state.
Here we go.
They have that Shirelia's on Yunbi, and they will chase down Keel yet again. Oh, it's hard to watch this point, Cubby. CLG Academy don't have anywhere safe to go now that Karma can get out of lane and just speed up this Volibear, speed up this Wukong, and chase down CLG.
Yeah, if you get ahead early on a Karma comp and you were, take that first tower, you were just able to group up and do exactly what Golden Guardians just did. You have the Shirelia's Battle Song, you have a Volibear, and that is one fast Angry Bear coming at you as Rosethorn not taking any prisoners on this pick. As we can see the replay, Golden Guardians once again. I respect the play from CLG, right? Niles, the wave is shoving out. Tien's like, hey, we need to go for a 2v2. But RGS doesn't opt to TP in, doesn't match the TP of Yunbi. And the map play for Golden Guardians, the fact they also have the Senna ult, instantly turns the play on its head in their favor as RGS You can see him in this play, right? He goes to hover top. He's going to clear out this mid wave. Then he goes back to hover bot and save the play. And he ends up TPing top. And guess what? He gets nothing with all that priority that he has on this LeBlanc pick. So because of that indecisiveness, because he really can't turn around to play at this point, CLG just lose across the map. And Golden Guardians continue to snowball this game further and further ahead. Looking good in this one, Kangas.
So close to a double kill for Newbie. Looking at that replay too. Hooks barely gets out of that one. If you're CLG, again, I'm looking at scaling comps. I'm looking at things that can play more for the late game, not this early focus that they're putting on this draft in particular. I think that we're starting to see why here. They do struggle in the early stages of the game in particular. Rosethorn's just been getting the better of this jungle matchup. And this is the resurgence of Golden Guardians Academy, Cubby. And for a 9th place team, they actually have two O's, which is more than Immortals or Dignitas can say. So, despite the fact that they're lower in the standings, again, that's mostly from the first half of the split. The last 2 weeks, they have looked like a different team.
And I mean, like the last 2 weeks, going over their schedule, right? Week 4, they 2-0'd IMT. Yes, Anda and Viper were not yet here, but that's not a bad team. They 0-2'd against FlyQuest. They're the second best team, and that Academy team's now playing the LCS. Then they split against TSM and Dig. I think TSM's looked a lot stronger, especially with Takeover in. We'll talk about that later today, as that is our last set. And the 2-0 against TL. Yes, it's a weakened team with Inori just stepping on in, but still, a 2-0's 2-0. They looked pretty decent in that. And now this game here, 3.5K gold lead at the 15-minute mark is significant, as they have played this early game very well. I don't want to give them too much credit, as of course Xin Zhao jumping into Volibear level 3. This is a mistake that we've seen teams make the last 2 days, as Volibear Karma do not lose those. But credit to Golden Guardians, right? They're capitalizing on that, and they are playing out the map well from there to ensure they have this lead in multiple lanes, right? Not just one member.
Yeah. After that play, now they're moving that gold on Rosethorn to the top side, simultaneously winning the bot 2v2. So it's not just like, okay, Rosethorn's ahead, so now wherever he goes, they win. That is true, but it's also that everywhere on the map is currently winning. UNB is also just helping get them accelerated. But now CLG looking for their play on the mid side. It's on a Wukong. Prismal can just jump away. They're not going to find anything for that one, but they do have 5 members grouped here. They could try and force something. Golden Guardians just need to read this and not get too aggressive. As I say it, they do jump onto Keel. Does Keel have backup? Those Ninjas taking a lot of damage, and the rest of CLG aren't quite here. Hooks is around with the flank, but he misses that hook. Now CLG, they got to get out of here. Golden Guardians are ready for the fight. Prismal onto all members of CLG Academy, locking them down. Hooks dies for it. What more can Golden Guardians get? Prismal just commits the flash. He's on a Katsuri. His Kallista's dead. Niles picks up that kill. Golden Guardians, once they group as 5, they are not losing these.
And RGS cannot do anything in these fights. Has flash, has the ultimate, cannot even go in. Is too scared against the death ball of Golden Guardians, who are too far ahead at this point. As the inactivity from the only fed member of CLG, it's a tough position for the Blanc, but the fact that LB can't get anything done just means that Golden Guardians are going to continue to win out, as CLG did not get gold on their solo laners, did not snowball the game from here, and now this is what happens. Tian's getting chased down.
He's slowed. Flash from Yunbi. Flash response from Tien. He does survive this one. Keeled, you do not re-engage these. Don't go for that. All right. He learned his lesson from the last 3 times, and we'll back up. But even as I say that, he goes back in. You don't have ultimate. How long can you buy? Will fall, but they trade for Niles. Or they trade, rather, for Yunbi, but now Niles still alive here. They're turning to fight. Golden Guardians have to fight through a turret. They have a wave to back them up right now. RGS over the wall. Rosethorn's just so tanky, they can't kill the bear! Tien barely lives through that, and now CLG, they see an opportunity for more. They flash over the wall, try to chase down Prismal. This Wukong does so much damage, has a lot of healing as well. Manubi has to flash away here as the rest of Golden Guardians do continue their retreat. CLG are fighting back.
Okay, Golden Guardians, they got a little bit ahead of themselves there, and if you get behind like this, you do have to fight to get back. You have to take the shutdowns, you have to take risks, and CLG, they win out on that one. I like the fact that, yes, Keel goes in, yes, he goes, ends up going down early, but he was buying time for Hooks to get there. And once Hooks gets there, he was able to turn around the fight. Golden Guardians used the majority of their ultimates to win the initial skirmish, so the fact that CLG were able to turn it around, utilize skirmishing power of RJS in the back half, means that they're able to at least get a couple shutdowns and narrow down this gold lead. But this fight starts pretty ugly, as Hooks was not able to bend that dredge line around the wall. And once you get a front-to-back scenario with the death ball comp, you can see RJS Not confident enough to WR there, right? Not confident enough that he won't get stunned up by Rosethorn, and it just becomes an absolute chase down here for Golden Guardians. But they get a little bit over their heads, right? They try and go for Tien, who, to his credit, does a great job of buying time, stalling for his team to get back into this play, and that's the reason they're able to turn it around, right? Once RJS gets here, he is fed on this LeBlanc, and in a skirmish, that's where LeBlanc thrives. CLG were able to at least take a couple kills back for themselves, try and get some more gold, to at least level the playing field. They're still very far behind, but
I just can't believe Keel takes this. Like, this is so aggressive.
The
rest of the team wasn't
right?
quite here yet, but he trusts Tien, he trusts the Lee Sin damage. And even though Rosethorn takes forever to go down, CLG do actually turn the play. On the live cam, we see the Dragon is taken by Golden Guardians, where CLG trade for a top turret. So as we get the final remnants of this play live, it is trades of objectives, but the big one here is this is more gold in the CLG's pocket. This shutdown in particular on to Prismal. That's a lot of damage and healing. He actually gets hooks. And I thought Newbie might have been able to clean this up, but RGS is a big enough threat. But yeah, current game state, 2 Dragons over to Golden Guardians. They do have a 4K gold lead still, despite the fact that CLG got a couple kills. The big thing is RJS got a kill, and now has 5 stacks. Opted for the Mejais, Cubby. I think RGS understands his job in this game.
Yeah, at this point, it's like not even a BM book, right? It's like I must play perfectly for us to have a chance to win this one, so I'm going to go for the most efficient item I can. Also, Magi's, it does count as a legendary item, which gives you the mythic passive too. True. So it's going to benefit from that extra pen, even though it's very cheap. It's actually really efficient.
It's not the BM book, it's the How to Carry for Dummies book in this case. How hard can he? Let's take a look. Outside, can he get enough burst damage onto Niles? The Senna ultimate still keeping him alive. Now he takes a big chunk from UNB and goes down. Had the wrong edition, I guess. That was last year's edition. Oh, man. So Golden Guardians do actually shut that down.
RGS trying his best to fake out our observers, but not enough to escape the tower, as are going to go down now. Oh boy, here comes the death ball.
LGR fighting Rosethorn, getting a lot of damage onto this volley bear. He shuts down the turret, but he falls. Prismo will too. Golden Guardians, no! What happened to not throwing the early game lead? What happened to making sure that you keep that gold lead? They throw 2 kills to CLG Academy under their mid-tier 2 turret.
You take the 3v3 under a tower without GP ult, without Senna ult. You don't have to take that risk, as you mentioned, Kangas. And much like yesterday, CLG, they realize this might be their best chance to win the game. They're going to commit the TP. They have to go for the Baron. I want to see them peel off. They're going to get chunked out here by Senna Gangplank. If they can stall enough time to get RJS here, they might be able to get a couple more kills, get some more shutdowns to try and get themselves back into this game.
You got Kalista
They can ensure a smite steal. Rosethorn is down. They do have the Ren stacks, right? So Golden Guardians, they have to try something.
All right, let's see what they do. 3 members grouped up here. They're going to walk forward. They got the barrels. Oh, the chain misses. No damage in. Wow. That's Baron to CLG Academy. Golden Guardians might look for more chases, stopping some backs. They're not going to get it. CLG Academy, they get away with the steal. Golden Guardians got to be kicking themselves there. They dove the mid turret, lost their jungler, and lose the Baron. This is the swing CLG Academy needed.
Yeah, you just don't have to go for this. You don't have TP on your mid laner. You're going under a tower. You don't have your globals. It's no need to take this risk. And credit to CLG. They take advantage of the situation. Katsuri plays this very well. Hooks lands the 2-man knockup on the Kalista ult. And CLG, they see this. They're like, guys, crap. We're down 5k gold, right? Let's just send it for the Baron. We have a Kalista. They stick to it. It ends up paying off. And all of a sudden, Kangas, we're slightly back into this game. I still like Golden Guardians as the game goes on, especially at this point. Their team comp is much, much stronger, but that LeBlanc's going to become an issue. And if you're able to get these side laners going, Karma cannot contest a Lee Sin or a LeBlanc as the game goes on. So that's how CLG might be able to win out this game, playing those side lanes.
They're going to try their best right now. RGS was in the bottom side. Tien, hard shoving top lane. Does have the Baron buff, and no one from Golden Guardians is answering. So this should be a turret here. Now Niles backs, and we'll head up towards the top side. But Tien's going to get some work done up here while Dragon is spawning in under a minute. That's where the teams are putting their priority next.
And on this patch, first Baron means so much more because they put more local gold into those inner turrets. So taking those inner turrets, it makes your first Baron power play absolutely humongous if you are able to pull it off. So the fact that CLG get this. If they take those side lanes, they only put the gold on the side
Guardians
lanes.
go for the engage. They see Katsuri all alone. The Wukong, the Gangplank slows. Kalista absolutely hates this composition. Cannot do anything to get away. Despite having flash available, Golden Guardians see an opportunity. They take it. Now they're chasing down Hooks and Keel as well. There's the Volibear ultimate committed. Newbie picks up the kill. Golden Guardians death ball it up. They're not deterred after that dive. They say, wait, you don't have a turret here. So this time it'll work.
Wait, we have Shrubby's Battle Song, we have a Karma, we have a Volibear. We're just going to chase you down as they do just that. Pick up the kills and try and get some shutdowns back for themselves. Now CLG, this will be a nice chunk of gold onto RGS. You can see plus 600 for the Blanc specifically. That's the importance of taking those side lane turrets once you get that Baron up. If you are there, the local gold is extreme. Golden Guardians, they take the third dragon of the game. It was late to take the first dragon as it was an Ocean. They wanted to get that early gold to ensure they were able to deathball. But now this does put them on Soul Point, and a Mountain Soul against this lower damage composition for CLG would pretty much ensure that the game is doomed. Especially with all the healing, all the shielding that's on their side makes it much more efficient.
Good luck, RJS, trying to assassinate Karma at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tricky for the side of CLG, but to their credit,
they're still getting gold. They're still taking that bot turret. They're taking the mid turret.
They narrowed the deficit. They're
almost
trying
took
their
that
best,
top tier 2 also.
They have 5 minutes to buy where they can play out the 1-3-1 and try and stack up more gold on their solo laners. But they need to pay a little bit more respect to CLG's Deathball. And you can see Katsuri sees the Wukong and is like, I'm going to retreat. We can eat this lane this wave later.
We didn't fully touch on this in pick and ban, but Kalista hates Gangplank and hates Wukong. And Golden Guardians fully recognizing that. Tien, he's going to get picked right here. Thought he could maybe outplay Niles there, but I believe the kick was oranged immediately and just goes down. Golden Guardians, they can rotate way too fast with this Karma.
And it's really up to the split push of the Blanc at this point, as not deal with the Deathball. We talked about the 1-3-1, how GP can deal with both side laners, but Karma cannot. And CLG, they're recognizing this. They can't group up. They're just trying their best to get gold onto their big carry.
Ooh, RGS, you win these.
RGS, pretty fed now.
RGS, you win these. You can go in. He doesn't want to commit. I think he actually could have taken down Niles right there. Niles doesn't... I guess he's got the Hex Drinker, so a little bit of magic resist. Oh, and now RGS could be in trouble. Yeah. There's a bear, but the bear's actually cut out. The bear's got no teammates around. That's a lonely bear, Cubby. Hopefully doesn't remind you of anybody you know. Does run away. Gets out to safety. Golden Guardians not getting caught out here, and that's their big focus. Do not throw this early game lead. That's what they've been focusing on for the last couple of weeks. It's found them a lot of success. Again, 6 wins in 2 weeks. That feels great, but CLG are still holding in this.
I think the Golden Guardians still, I mean, given that the early lead they had, they're not going to be thrilled with this win. If you look at the competitive, mindset, you're up 8-1. You had this same exact goal lead at the 8-minute mark. They made a few mistakes, and CLG, I mean, if you take this game back to the bank, you're like, hey guys, they made mistakes, right? We can come back and win this one. Like that's kind of the mentality, even though that early game was really doomed. They've played it out pretty well since then at a comp where when you give a Karma comp an early lead like that, you're at a severe disadvantage. And so the fact that they've been able to kind of weather the storm, I think, speaks some good things about CLG's mid-game setups, which we've been very complimentary of. But the issue with them is that you can't be down that much gold early, right? And that's where CLG really struggles. So,
especially with this comp.
Yeah, especially with this.
And it's going to be tough for them to come back. They are playing the side lanes. They are stretching Golden Guardians out on the map. But the problem is, if you play the side lanes, you need to make sure you track UNB. You have to watch where this Karma is going, because if she can rotate with Rose Thorn, with Prismal, and catch you in that side lane, you're not getting out of that situation anymore. There's too many slows, too many speed ups for the enemy team. CLG Academy currently are having TN very far forward on the bottom side. And as I say, UNB is around on the bot side too.
Yeah, I like how CLG is playing this, right? They just have to stretch out the map. It's their only chance they have to keep on coming back and winning, whereas Golden Guardians, they're pushed up pretty far here. The Blanc and Lee Sin both have TPs, but they want to go for Niles.
RJS, Tien, they want Niles so bad. If they can take down this Gangplank, this is huge. The rest of Golden Guardians are coming in through the river. Now Tien, he's got out because UNB was there the whole time. UNB was just waiting for somebody to make the play.
Oh, they're going for Baron.
Golden Guardians take it, but with everybody from Golden Guardians bot side, CLG go for Baron.
Oh my goodness, this is such a full send from them. I like the play from both teams, right? Golden Guardians recognize the only way they can do is if Gangplank gets killed in the side lane, but RGS sees the play's over, says, I'm going for Baron. They have this one for free.
Prismal's here, though. He's got the ultimate. Niles has teleport. He's going to use it, but too late. Baron's already over to CLG. Can they get out now? All 4 over the walls. Kitsuri and Hooks a little spread out, though. They might have to get sacrificed here. Golden Guardians will chase down the AD carry and the support. UNB says, all right, we're not wasting time. I'm just flashing over, but I'm going to die for it. Kitsuri actually trades one back. They will both fall. CLG lose 2 members. They trade one, and they get the Baron, but they delay the game that much longer, Cubby.
It still is going to be Mountain Soul going over to Golden Guardians most likely, except Hook's buying this much time. Golden Guardians might be waiting to rotate over to this play. If CLG walk out with Mountain Dragon as well,
20 seconds.
This is a heist from them, as they have turned this game into a bit of a fiesta, but they are running around Golden Guardians around the map. This is what they have to do to try and come back with the game, as Golden Guardians are sprinting through the topside river into mid. CLG have a trap wave.
CLG, if they can get this is actually huge. RJS and Tiana right there. That's a lot of damage to start off. Rosethorn's already chunked down. Tian's got to get out of here. If he gets picked, the play's over for CLG, and he does. So Golden Guardians have the inside track of the Dragon, but RGS, he's still got damage. He's still here on the LeBlanc. Can he be sneaky enough? He spotted out Prismal, chasing him away.
This is awkward.
Yunbi's wrapped now around. Yunbi's here. Oh no, Karma with the flank yet again. RGS should get out of this one, but they do not have the inside track of the Dragon. This is sold to Golden Guardians.
Now you just pray for Elder, as this game, it looks wacky, it looks a little bit ugly, but honestly, CLG have played this out pretty well, considering the fact that they have to play around the death ball they dropped early and buying time. You have the Blanc at level 16 now. RGS, if he's able to find anyone in his side lane, might be able to take him down, get an advantage. I love the recognition from CLG, right? They realize that this game is doomed. They're doing everything they can in their power to try and pull it back from them. It really speaks to them as a squad to try and go for these plays. They've taken both Barons, and the gold lead is now at 1.5K, right? They are down Mountain Soul. They're down a lot of gold. Oh man, we didn't have to zoom in on that.
I didn't even notice that to begin with.
I like the emote, right? At least he's got the Pengu top hat. Like Rosethorn realizes it. It's okay. It happens. But yeah, I mean, credit to CLG, right? They've tried their best to run Golden Guardians around the map. They've punished a couple of mistakes they have. This game was pretty doomed from the start. Now Golden Guardians, they just have to weather the storm for this Baron, and potentially they have to wait towards an Elder Dragon, which, hey, if you flip that, you never know, right? And that's the best thing that CLG can do right now.
3K behind. Golden Guardians still the scaling, though, and that's the tough thing is, even though CLG, they keep fighting, they're staying in this game, they don't have a crazy scaling composition that's like, okay, we've reached our 3-item power spikes, now we can start to decimate these team fights. You're still against a Gangplank, you're still against a Senna. And Karma in the mid lane here. This is Golden Guardians in their comfort zone. Now they can group up as 5 and just brute force these objectives, especially with that Mountain Soul. RJS's job is going to be that much harder. He hasn't gotten much done ever since those first 2 kills. He had the Mejai's, died, and has not gotten a single stack since then. CLG Academy just haven't quite found their full way back into this game other than just buying time and delaying Golden Guardians.
And part of that is the fact that he's playing in the side lane, as he might get caught out on the side lane now. Hooks is hovering.
Yeah, he's going to have to blow that flash. Rosethorn chasing him down, though. The pick that Golden Guardians needed. RGS, okay, he's got his dancing shoes on, buying a little more time, but Golden Guardians picking up that kill. Absolutely what they needed here. The big member that they're afraid of from the side of CLG that could actually have a chance of killing them. But he's not dead.
I mean, you can see Niles, right? He killed the one side laner. Now he has to go back and fix the other side lane because Tien's shoving that one out. Once again, CLG, right? The only way they can win is playing sides. The Karma can't answer the sides. That's why she's hovering the Gangplank just to protect Niles. Niles has been playing very well on his signature pick, quite honestly. One of the better Gangplanks that we have on the server. He's proving why, as this Trinity Force Infinity Edge build has paid off. And now Golden Guardians committing the TP. They want to push for the end.
Under turret. Do they actually want to dive this? I think you can just take the turret rather than go for the kills. But okay, those barrels do chunk them out. Hooks takes a lot of damage there. Kitsuri will save his life, but same cannot be said for that Inhibitor turret. Inhibitor will fall as well. Golden Guardians Academy finally breaking CLG's base at 32.5 minutes.
Golden Guardians zooming out of that base now are finally going to be able to reset, and I think that they're going to have to get a clean reset and try and take this Baron. There is a 1.5-minute timer that splits the 2 monster objectives that we have coming up, Kangas. As you can see, Golden Guardians going for the reset. I fully expect from now to go bot. They didn't commit the TP to that play, so once again, this does open up the fact that CLG, they have 2 TPs to 0. If they're able to get some sort of ungodly flank from RJS, who is close to a death cap. Yeah. He is close to a death cap. If he can finish up the death cap, get some sort of ungodly flank, I think that's the only way that CLG can come back in this game. Is once again they're setting up the sides. He's already getting chased down.
Golden Guardians aren't going for the Baron. That's up in 45 seconds. They're going for Tien. They're going for the Lee Sin in the side lane. I don't think that CLG Academy were ready for this. They assumed Golden Guardians would set up priority around the objective. Golden Guardians, they say, hey, we'll just take the kill. Tien goes down here all alone. CLG Academy had done such a good job of pushing these side lanes and playing safe enough, but now Golden Guardians realize, hey, we can just group up and chase him down, and CLG don't even get that mid-tier 2 for it.
Golden Guardians, 15 seconds till Baron. CLG will be down a member. They don't do the Baron very quickly with the Senna comp, but you have to believe that they want to start it. They have to bait CLG into a 5v5. They've let CLG run them around the map because they haven't been able to control the major monster objectives to force a fight, but now they have a member advantage. Now they can bait CLG into potentially fighting a CLG. They recognize this to say, we cannot win. We are going to give this and pray for Elder Dragon, see what we can do around this objective. As the third Baron of the game finally goes to Golden Guardians, their first one, they've been able to secure it safely. They've now have a significant lead once again as RGS has finished the death cap, is already TPing back to the Elder. We're going to see what sort of trap he can lay for the side of Golden Guardians. It's all onto RJS.
Gotta hope you can find somebody walking alone right now. But nobody from Golden Guardians is going to walk alone,
he's
right?
trying. I don't know.
As I said, Newbie's right there. Newbie is pretty tanky on the Senna, has a lot of HP. Everybody on Golden Guardians has a decent amount of HP. Maybe Yunbi would be the only target he can find, but no, Golden Guardians, they're not taking the bait.
I mean, I respect this. Yeah, I respect this from CLG. It's the only way they can come back. And Golden Guardians, they somewhat recognize it. They say, we do not have control over that jungle. We are scared of the Blanc. We understand she's very fed at the moment. You can see RGS, he's scared to even step off that control ward. He doesn't know if they have wards there or not. And Golden Guardians, they don't care. They don't care about the Elder Dragon. They want the base.
They have the Death Ball. They're like, okay, so CLG is on the map. We don't have vision on the map. Let's
hold hands, baby.
Walk our Baron mid lane. CLG, they have to reset. They got to get back in the map. RJS doesn't. RJS is still out here in Golden Guardians jungle, but Golden Guardians, they're not going to get caught out. They're just grouped as 5. The Elder Dragon spawns. CLG have to walk into them.
Very tense
or this
now.
happens, or Kill just dies. Yep, here we
go.
Okay, Blast Cone kind of ruins Golden Guardians' plans, but as I say that, Keel still getting caught out. Flashes away, but the chase down's easy enough for Golden Guardians. Keel does his best to get on the backline, but he doesn't even do any damage to Newbie. The Senna's too tanky for Keel to deal with, and it's just a slaughter. Golden Guardians played too clean, saved that one sloppy dive in the mid lane where they gave Baron over to CLG afterwards, but since then, it's been pretty good. League of Legends coming in from the Golden Guardians Academy squad. Niles with a 908 level 18 gangplank. They're just playing with their food right now. CLG Academy just says, all right, well, we'll make it take you 36 minutes, 40 seconds rather than 30 to close out the game, but Golden Guardians Academy will take down CLG in game 1.
I respect CLG going for the Hail Marys. It's what you have to do at that point. It may look ugly, but it's what you got to do, right? And RJS just not being able to get involved as the only fed member of CLG was ultimately what doomed them in that one as Golden Guardians. I mean, I think it was a good understanding of both team comps, right? You could see them grouping up with the Karma. They were holding hands. They were singing Kumbaya, saying no one's going to get in front of us in this circle. No one's taking us down, and that's what ended up paying off for them in the end. So, longer game. Huge lead from Golden Guardians early. They managed to get the win. Not as fast or clean as they wanted to. Props to CLG on throwing those Hail Marys and having a couple of them hit. I think a couple teams have, both teams have some things to go back and review as we are about to dive into the game 2 we have today.
But that's the thing is that Golden Guardians said that. Niall said that going into today, that they're trying to work on cleaning up their early game sloppy plays. They had one of those with that dive in the mid lane. They didn't need to do that. They just used Gangplank and Sunil ult bot lane. Why go for a mid lane dive onto 3 members of CLG and give them that fight? CLG, they were wrestling it back, but there really wasn't a moment throughout that game where it truly felt like they were back in control. It was always, hey, let's avoid the scary Karma who's going to run at us with the volley bear and absolutely destroy us if we get caught, and hopefully we can play the map better. But it's now where CLG Academy has shown that their strengths are. So looking at game number 2, hoping for some differences in the draft here, Cubby. But we're going to send it over to a short break before we're back with that game number 2, so don't go anywhere. We'll see who's able to take this one next, as Golden Guardians Academy and CLG Academy still have one game to go after this break.